This is not a game.
Will you explain it to us then, Detective?
Lock the doors. Stay in your rooms. Everyone is in danger.
Glass Onion is the sequel to the 2019 film Knives Out, and is once again directed by Rian Jhonson. Very recently, I had the opportunity to see this at the Montclair Film Festival, which is why this review is coming out so early. And Glass Onion follows Detective Blanc traveling to a billionaire's private estate in Greece for a yearly reunion with his friends despite not being invited or having any relation to this billionaire. And that's just the first of many mysteries in this film. Like any murder mystery, every guest has their own secrets and motivations, and when one of them turns up dead, everyone is a suspect. I adored the first Knives Out. It was Rian Johnson's first film after The Last Jedi, and even though I didn't despise that movie, I think Knives Out brought him back into the spotlight as an extremely talented storyteller that can showcase his talent for creating intriguing, complex stories that perfectly subvert expectations from a narrative perspective. Despite being told in the style of a classic murder mystery, Knives Out was anything but a typical whodunit murder mystery, thanks to Rian's unique storytelling and how he incorporated every twist to make the viewers rethink what they just saw every time they rewatch the film. If you have not seen the original Knives Out, it's a personal favorite of mine, and I'd highly recommend seeing it before the sequel comes out. However, I would also say you don't need to see the first movie before watching the sequel, because the inclusion of Daniel Craig's detective is really the only connection it has to the predecessor. This new film tells a completely new story that is in no way related to the first movie, which I think was for the best considering the first film's classic murder mystery story didn't offer much for a continuation, so focusing on a new mystery with the same detective was definitely the best route for them to take for this film. And thankfully, Glass Onion doesn't just succeed at crafting a great sequel, it triumphs as one of the most entertaining, phenomenally made standalone films I've seen all year. I think Rian Jhonson has done the impossible with this film. While Knives Out was a great tribute to classic murder mysteries, with Glass Onion, Jhonson may have created the definitive modern mystery film. Everything about this movie is top-notch on the quality spectrum. The direction from Rian is as sharp as ever. Every strength he has ever presented in a previous film of his is here at full force and effect, perfectly showcasing his unconventional storytelling. The editing and cinematography was also a sight to behold. This is a beautiful film. There is not a single dull shot in the entire movie, and the set design only elevates this. The entire estate presented in the film looks incredible. This truly looks like a vacation home people would kill to visit. The pacing is also something to write home about. This film clocks in at 2 hours and 19 minutes, but it feels like it's only an hour and a half, thanks to how much this film sucks you in with its story and refuses to let you go until you're completely on board with everything going on and uncovering the mystery with the characters. Obviously, the most important thing to get right when making a murder mystery film is the main twist, and this is where Rian Johnson's storytelling abilities truly shine. I won't go into spoiler territory, but I don't think I've ever seen a film that felt like it was written primarily around its twist, which completely recontextualized the entire film again and again the more the film progresses. And better yet, the twists never feel like they were shoehorned into the narrative because the story needed more twists and subversions. The execution of them makes them feel like they were all there from the start. And thankfully, they are extremely satisfying subversions that can make the viewers completely rethink the film on rewatch and pick up on subtle moments they might miss or not picked up on during the first viewing. This is absolutely a film that will have audiences coming back for more. There was not a single predictable moment in this entire movie. And it's all thanks to how this film doesn't just live up to its predecessor's subversions of expectations. It honors them as the reason the first was so popular to begin with, and gives Johnson's storytelling a true legacy. And that's not all there is to this film. Every last subtle detail in the set design and events of the film plays a part in the larger story. Nothing in this film goes untouched. Everything has a deeper meaning to it, to the point where it makes sense why this film was titled Glass Onion. It's because this film is filled with, dare I say it,
Layers!
All leading to the simple core of the film, which has an outcome that seems so obvious in theory, but is covered up by all the twists so perfectly that it can't be predicted. It was impossible to keep a straight face the entire time during this film's finale, as it drops the bombshells this movie was building towards. This film is also shockingly intense. There is a clear sense of danger present throughout the movie, and you never get to relax and feel anyone or anything is safe. and thankfully the humor never once clashes with this tone. Another surprise about this film is that it's hysterical. I think this might be the funniest film I've seen this year. The humor and dialogue are extremely sharp and witty. I don't think there was a single weak joke in the entire film, and the cast helps make a lot of this possible. You might have seen those memes online about the casting for this film that came out as this movie added an A-list celebrity to its cast in what felt like every day building up to production wrap. But honestly, this was such an impressive cast list, which is amazing considering the first movie was so notable for having a huge recognizable cast. And I can't even imagine how they're going to top these cast lists in Knives Out 3, which is happening, ladies and gentlemen. Glass Onion has an extremely talented cast that never once feels like they were cast for name power or recognition. Everyone brings their all and has great chemistry that plays off of each other extremely well. Once again, Daniel Craig is utter perfection as Detective Blanc. He's extremely fun every scene he's in, and plays up the detective angle of his character flawlessly. Craig has always been one of my favorite actors, and this film further justified my reasoning for thinking that. Edward Norton is also phenomenal in this. I might just consider this one of my favorite performances from him. He plays the eccentric billionaire character perfectly, and he's hilarious in every scene he's in. Although the biggest standout of this film has got to be Janelle Monáe. Her character plays one of the biggest roles in the story, and she's awesome in the part. And her performance gets more impressive as the film goes on and her character is further developed. David Bautista and Kate Hudson were also extremely fun characters whenever they were on screen. Kathryn Hahn is also in the movie. I've always found her to be a great actress, and her performance and character was one of my favorite parts of WandaVision, and her voice work in Spider-Verse was shockingly great. So it didn't surprise me to see how enjoyable she was in this movie as well. Leslie Odom Jr. also does a great job as his character, straight from the moment he's introduced. And even though they act as more supporting characters, Madeline Klein and Jessica Henwick play their roles very well in the film. And similar to the first movie, there are a couple of cameos throughout the movie, and they're all extremely fun and hilarious whenever they happen. Glass Onion: A Knives Out Mystery is a wildly entertaining and well thought out sequel and standalone murder mystery film that perfectly shows off Rian Johnson's complex storytelling abilities, crafting twists and subversions that completely recontextualize the film, creating a mystery experience that is anything but predictable, with impressive direction, gorgeous editing and cinematography, fantastic set design, great pacing and attention to detail, great humor, all while living up to and honoring everything that made the first film so successful. The only flaw I can think of when it comes to this film is that it takes a while for the mystery to get started when compared to how quick the mystery of the first film started. But when everything leading up to the actual story has a great sense of build-up, detail, and is still entertaining and compelling, how can I complain? Having this be a Netflix film might have been the biggest crime committed on this movie. This was a film made to be seen in the largest format with a huge crowd like the way I experienced it. I normally hate an overreactive audience, but it felt so perfectly when I watched it. Everyone laughed hysterically at the same moments, oohed and awed at the right times, and clapped at the perfect moments. I'm still debating whether I'd like this film more or less than the first movie, but I'd say it's extremely close to topping it for me. This is undoubtedly one of the best films of the year, and can't be missed even if you're unfamiliar with the first film. This isn't just a phenomenal sequel, it's a triumph, and works perfectly as a standalone movie. And if you get a chance to see this in theaters, don't hesitate at the option. This film truly deserves what I'm about to give it. I'm going to give Glass Onion: A Knives Out Mystery a 10 out of 10. So those are my thoughts on Glass Onion: A Knives Out Mystery. This film is set for a week-long theatrical run in November and will release on Netflix a month later. And I really hope you all check it out when it releases. I'm still accepting submissions for my upcoming 100 subscriber special. If there's a 2022 film I missed that you'd like to see me review, leave your idea in the comments or in the reply section of my recommendation list on Letterboxd, which I'll link in the description. Anyways, thanks again for watching. If you enjoyed this review, I've got a full review of Black Adam coming up, so be sure hit that subscribe button, like the video, and ring the notification bell to be notified for that video and any upcoming reviews.
All right, when's the murder mystery start?